In the fall of 1961, Watson and his second-in-command locked 13 of IBM's top staff in a motel in Connecticut and told them not to come out until they had found a way to satisfy every need of every IBM customer with one family of computers.
There was a lot of battles inside of IBM, and they literally ended up staying at this hotel for almost a month before they emerged with this huge document that ended up becoming the blueprint for this System 360.
With the flexible 360, IBM's customers would now be able to perform many different tasks using variations of the same hardware and software, and upgrade to more powerful models as their needs changed.
So you could use the 360 to work out your payroll and hourly rates and taxation. Then you could change it to digitize electrocardiogram results for transmission. Or you could use the 360 to control a nuclear power station.
Named for the 360 degrees in a circle, the new computer would be all things to all customers for all time. Watson was excited about the new blueprints, but he soon found out that the 360 was going to be a wildly expensive project. To build it, Watson would have to hire tens of thousands of new employees and open several new plants. He would also have to make all other IBM computers obsolete and gamble the future of the company on a single new product.
It was literally a bet the company decision. And Tom Watson Jr. acknowledges being scared. He would wonder if he was going to bring down this entire, enterprise that his father had spent his whole life building.
Worried that others might catch up with IBM, Watson announced his new 360 in April of 1964, before it was anywhere near ready.
Lots of things started to go wrong. What actually happened was that IBM sales force turned out to be so good at selling it that they were swamped with orders. But on the engineering and production side, they were running into problems. Probably the most profound and interesting problem was no one had ever tried to program a whole line of compatible equipment like that before, and they really didn't know what they were getting into.
This was still a time when computer programmers were just beginning to discover that you have things called bugs that make programs problematic, and that the cost of the software effort, maybe it was initially estimated at $50 million, it begins to skyrocket. It reaches $200 million. It keeps growing, and it starts, most importantly, to delay the product delivery schedules.
For the first time in its history, IBM was running out of money. 9 years after his father's death, Tom Watson Jr. had driven IBM to the brink of collapse. By the fall of 1965, everything looked black, 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 Watson recalled. At home, he often lost his temper and struggled with the depression that had plagued him as a teenager. He was so desperate, he fired the head of production, his own brother. Soon, though, Watson's relentless drive began to pay off.
He basically went out and planted a stake in the ground and said, this is where we have to be. I know we have the greatest technologists in the world. You guys get there.
After the equivalent of 5,000 man-years of work and billions of dollars, they finally did. When it came together, the new System 360 was an immediate success.
All of these companies that had never before wanted to buy a computer finally felt comfortable with, I can buy a computer I can use now and I can upgrade and build on it as time goes on. And this starts that whole process of the computerization of America.
Sure, the System 360 really does define for many people what a computer is. You know, helps to sort of domesticate the computer. It takes it from this object that's in the scientist or the engineer's laboratory and instead makes it something that is comfortable within a business setting.
By 1970, the number of IBM computers installed across the U.S. had tripled to almost 35,000. Across the world, 3/4 of all mainframe computers were IBM's.
But today we're used to a computer lasting only a year and a half or 2 years. This is a basic design of a computer that sustained IBM's business and growth for a period of 30 years.
Thomas Watson had bet the company on a machine that his father could never have imagined, and made IBM synonymous with computers across the world.